You're listening to The Main Event with Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. on WHIP.
And we're back here, WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. Time in the studio is 11:35. Temple gets a big victory up against Memphis down in Tennessee. And a man that was a part of that, Will Cummings, your senior leader for your Temple Owls, is in the studio with us right now. Will, great to see you again, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Great to see y'all.
Well, first off, I wanted to get you to the 1,000-point accomplishment because we never got to able to talk to you and congratulate you. Your freshman year, you only scored 29 points. Then in your sophomore year, 197. And then your junior year, 488. And now you're the man. You're the leader of this team. But if someone was to tell me after your freshman year, when you only scored 29 points, and I don't know, back in the day before Obi and Josh got here, Fran didn't really let freshmen play that much. If someone put a gun to my head and said, after your freshman year, Will Cummings will score 1,000 points, yes or no? I would probably say no, if I'm being honest with you. How did you get to this level? Take me through the work behind the scenes that you got to that 1,000-point accomplishment, and congratulations once again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like you said, after my freshman year, I didn't think I would get it either. It probably was the last thing in my mind about getting 1,000 points. Really, it's just a lot of hard work. Going home, working out and stuff like that, and shouts out to my teammate too, because they're the ones sometimes set me up for the shot. I know I got a lot of shots from Khalif, just being there, just spotting up from him. So it's just it's a lot of things just behind the scenes, just working out a lot, going home, just changing your game, just working on going back to being a scorer and stuff like that. So it's a lot of credit that goes to a lot of different people in that aspect too.
We'll take you inside the scenes of the building. It was on WPHT was the game. Here is Ed Benkin, the call when Josh Brown made the big shot, which I will say, it was a nice pass by you as well. So here we go. Here's the call. Listen up.
18 seconds to go in the game. It's Woodson now, top of the arc. Takes it to the right side. Watch there by Dingle. 12 seconds to go. Johnson's got a crowd urging the Tigers on. Johnson with room down the left side. Puts it up and in with 7.6 seconds left. Back come the Owls the other way, down by 1. Here comes Will Cummings. Gets it to Brown. Fires the jumper. It's good with 2.4 seconds left. Quickly, the Tigers come back the other way. 2-1. Desperation three is no good. And the Owls have won it. The Owls have won a thriller here in Memphis, 61-60. Josh Brown is the hero with just under 3 seconds remaining as he hits the game winner. Temple wins it 61-60. The Owls win their 5th in a row, and oh boy, was this a big one.
All right. Oh, boy, it was a big one for you guys.
You get the chills listening to that?
Yeah, I mean, I still really just it hasn't really sunk in just because we've kind of refocused already going to the next game. But it was just amazing how fast that segment happened. I remember like it was 11 seconds on the clock, and we kind of get to a point where we switch after 11 seconds, and then it was kind of like a mess up on defense. He scores 7. I look up 7 seconds. Get the ball out, push up the court. We score 2 seconds. I was like, that happened probably in 5 seconds. So that was like the fastest play I've been a part of in basketball.
Yeah, watching that sequence was amazing because like Johnson scores and Jalen Bond just gets it, no hesitation, inbounds it to you. You just charge right down the floor, and then you have a great look to Josh Brown. And for him to rise up with no hesitation, knock down that shot, the only bucket that he scored all day, what was his reaction after the game in the locker room?
Everybody was just ecstatic. Like we just mobbed them on the court, and then after the game, we just gave him so much love.
Yeah, and that call by Benkin, it really reminds me of one of those old school like horse racing movies when the announcer can't even catch his breath, because that sequence, it was wild. There was pandemonium. I was watching it in my apartment, and my roommates start jumping up and down, freaking out. They couldn't believe it because that was a big win for the Temple basketball team. When that shot by Josh Brown goes up in the air, what is going through your head?
Honestly, nothing really went through my head because it happened so fast. I was just my first instinct was just push as hard as you can, fast as you can, and I was yelling shoot because I didn't know if he was going to shoot it or not. I thought he was going to think he was going to be covered and kind of back off and take like a fadeaway or something like that. So as soon as I pass the ball, sometimes I just yell shoot because I know I can see when you're open. So
and he
shot it.
Yeah, you see all the work that goes on behind the scenes. And Josh is a player that comes from the Bob Hurley School of Defense with St. Anthony's. And last year it wasn't his best offensive year, but his defense has always been real solid. And over the summer, he was taking classes. He was going to the facility every day and working on his shot to get better. how nice is it for him just to see the hard work that he put in to finally pay off in a big moment like that to get Temple their 17th win on the year?
Definitely. I think everybody likes to see that in themselves as far as when they work out in the offseason. Just knowing all the thousands of shots you put up in the offseason just comes back to for just one big shot that you take. So it's kind of just all those workouts and all those shots you took in the offseason just really pay off and get on display when you make a shot like that.
The star of the Temple men's basketball team, Will Cummings, is our guest in studio, WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. You're listening to The Main Event alongside Zach Gelb. I'm Chase Sr. And since the addition of Jesse Morgan and Devin Coleman, this team has won 10 of the last 13 games. And those 3 that the Owls lost, you were hurt for in the second half against Tulsa. You were about 50% in that game against SMU, and you did not play in Cincinnati. How is the complexion of this team different with you on the floor? And do you take pressure off of other guys with your ability to drive and kick?
I'm not really sure if I take pressure off anybody or change the complexion. It's just when we're full strength. We don't like to have guys out. We like to be full strength and practice how we play. When we're in practice, we have everybody together and we're working on different stuff. And when we have plays and stuff, they're put in to fit with certain guys on the court and stuff like that. So when you take pieces out, then it kind of gets messed up. But I really just think that when we're full strength, that we're a pretty good team, and that's what we kind of thrive off of. And I just like to be on the court with my guys and like to have an impact on the game any way I can and just be out there trying to get wins.
And you can't take anything away from Jalen Bond, another transfer who has been with the team all season. He's just been a junkyard dog. Yeah. He's such a gritty player. He's very fun to watch. But when Morgan and Coleman came in, a lot of people weren't sure if you guys are going to struggle because it's a very unique situation getting 2 players 10 games into the season. But how have they helped the output on the court?
They helped a lot. Normally teams get 1 guy transferring in and he play, and we get 2. So, but those guys have been here for a year and a half now. I'm not sure how long Devin's been here, but I mean, just those guys practicing with us all the time and just behind the scenes, they've been with us going through the offensive set. So it wasn't really like a big transition for us. We kind of just put it together on the court, and then they're just in practice. So the transition has been great. Those guys help out a lot on the defensive end and the offensive scoring the basketball. So they fit in great. They're great teammates, and we're glad that we have them on the court with us.
2 years ago, in your sophomore year, you guys had a tremendous season, made it to the NCAA tournament, beat NC State, and had a thrilling game against Indiana that went down to the wire. Unfortunately, that resulted in a loss. But there's a key theme and a very similar outcome with that season and this season, and that's that you guys got hot at the right time. You guys are streaking right now, one of the hottest teams in college basketball. Is there any similarity between this team and that team 2 years ago?
I would say on the defensive end, we kind of get it now that we have to play defense in order to win. Showing in the Memphis first half, we didn't play a lick of defense, and we were getting handed to us by probably like 20 points. So that team was a great defensive team in the tournament run, and we're trying to get them. We're trying to match them and have a great defensive season just like they did. And I think that's really the only comparison I would say. It's a lot of differences between the 2 teams, but defense is one thing that you can't really forget about. So.
Now, taking a look really at the last time you guys played Cincinnati, I know you were hurt and you didn't play in the game, but the first half it was close, and then the second half, Cincinnati just blew you guys out. I'm sure you guys are watching a lot of film this week to try to prevent what happened. You're now on the court, so that's a big major addition to this team. How do you guys play better against Cincinnati this time around? Because this is a big game for your guys' NCAA tournament chances.
I would say just play with confidence. Not really change too much of what we do. Just the first half, we were right where we needed to be. The second half, they kind of shot the lights out of the ball. I think they shot 1.98% or something crazy like that. I've never seen that before in my life. But just come out and play confident like we normally do. Step up on defense, knock down shots, and they run a pretty good weird defense that they switch everything or something like that. So just be prepared and just really play our brand of basketball and just do what we do. We
were joking about it before you came on air about the Fran Dumpy one-liners, and Coach every time he comes in with us has a nice witty statement about either Chase's hair or me saying peace at the end of a show. And I was watching an interview on Owl Sports Update with Tanya Hubbard. and she was talking to Jesse Morgan, and it was like, what's the weirdest thing Fran Dumpy ever said to you? And Jesse goes, well, he just said to me like 5 minutes ago, today I'm going to be all up in your jock strap. What is the most funniest, weirdest thing that you're just like, this is the Fran Dumpy moment, it defines who he is and how he has this great relationship with his players? I know Larry Doc's listening, so we don't want to get you in any trouble.
Yeah, it's thousands of different lines. I would say just the really line that he goes to. Oh man, it's a lot of them. My mind's racing.
So
right
just
now.
give me one. Just give me the first one that pops to mind.
I gotta keep him with G-rated. I can't really go. I can't really go.
It's hilarious because everybody that talks to him in interviews, and every time we talk to him, he's such a well-spoken, well-thought-out guy. But you see him in games, he's clapping so loud, his clapping noises are echoing through the through
He has the
arena.
hardest clap game
and in
in NCAA.
college or in practice, he's not scared to get into you. But that's his job as a head coach.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of the more aggressive coaches at times during practice. Some days he relaxes and kind of just doesn't get into us. He kind of reads us, but some days he really gets after some of our players and he tries to get the best of us. And some days it works, some days it doesn't. So he's pretty good at it. He's a great motivator, though. So that's what makes him a great coach.
And he also has that father kind of presence that a son would want to have. Like, I remember when Khalif was here, there was up and downs in times of Khalif Wyatt's career of basketball, but the respect that those two men had for each other, and don't get me wrong, there'd be times we'd be watching the game, we'd be saying, why is Khalif going to shoot this three? And then boom, he hits the three, Temple wins the game. You have to love that father type of presence that one Fran Dumpy plays, right?
Definitely. Just like you said, those two, they had a great relationship. He trusts Khalif a lot, and that's some things that he expressed to me, that he trusts me in the games, and that's kind of the relationship that he builds with different players. And he really just lets you be you at times, and he just puts a lot of trust in you to make the right decision, and on and off the court too. So
we're talking to Will Cummings, and Will, over the weekend during that game against Memphis, I dug into Devontae Watson, and I saw he posted my Twitter message on his Instagram account. One thing I noticed though was teammates, past and present, commented on that post and say, hey, Devontae, you got to keep it up, keep your head up. Only the fam. What we think is the only thing that matters. Don't let the outside noise affect what you do on the basketball court. That shows that this team is a tight-knit group. Is that the case more so than it was last year? Is this a tighter team than it was last year?
I'm not really sure about the difference between this year and last year, but we just want to keep Vontae just motivated at all times, just to play better. I mean, it's a game of basketball. People are gonna have their opinions. We're gonna have our opinions. Coach is gonna have his opinion. Everybody's gonna have their opinion. So we're just on a 5-game winning streak right now. We kind of wanted to keep him focused and keep him where his mind needed to be, not really worry about himself. As far as the team, we just came off a great win. So that's kind of what went on that aspect behind the scenes for that. So we were just. Nobody was mad about it. Nobody. We just having fun, joking, getting back on the plane. So
Exactly.
You guys are probably like, "Who's this kid, Chase Senior? What a jerk!"
On to the next game.
I'll support Temple Athletics till the day I die, but my job as a broadcaster, unfortunately, I do have to be opinionated sometimes. Yeah. But how important is it to have a team that has a lot of continuity and camaraderie? Because a tight-knit locker room can really help a team reach new levels of success.
It's very important. Just having guys always talking on and off the court. We have a group chat where we stay in contact with each other all the time. Whether as midnight or 6 in the morning, we're always talking. It kind of just shows that we trust each other, and just plays like against Memphis kind of show that, where I give it to Josh Brown and he knocks down the game winner, even though he hasn't scored all game. So that's just a great aspect that we have right now, and we need to keep going. It's just team camaraderie and just build off from it.
You're one of the greatest competitors of any Temple athlete that I've seen in my 3.5 years here. What would it mean for you personally to get back to the NCAA tournament and compete at the highest level in college basketball?
It means everything right now. That's the only thing I'm focusing on. I'm not really worried about anything as far as accolades for myself. I just want to get back to the tournament. Last year we struggled. It was terrible. Probably the worst seasons I've had as far as just winning in my basketball career.
Wow.
So I just want to win the American regular season, win the American tournament, and get back to the tournament and make a run in that, and trying to win a national championship. That's what everybody wants to do as a basketball player in college. I'm a senior, so I'm just set my goals for the highest thing and go from there. We're playing decent basketball right now. We got to get better and just focus on Cincinnati.
Wrapping up with Will Cummings in the studio right now. Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. here with you. Temple gets ready to play Cincinnati tomorrow night, 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on the station, WHIP. We'll be on the call. But also, get your butts out to the seats, fans. We want to see you. The Cherry Crusade, get it a raucous atmosphere.
Support these guys.
And all that stuff. But I remember you telling us earlier in the year that you didn't even watch last year's NCAA tournament. You couldn't do it. When you're sitting there after the success you guys had the year before, almost beating Indiana in a game that I thought you guys should have won. Refs a little bit weren't too kind with the Zeller, all that nonsense. They gave him every single call in the world, and then you guys missed a few shots that you could have made. How much did that motivate you when it came to March, and you're used to NCAA tournament, the pride, the tradition, 6th most winningest basketball program of all time in Temple, and you're sitting there not in the tournament?
It's sickening. Sitting there watching everybody have fun. They're on vacation while you're still in school. So that's just another big motivator, just to be able to compete at the highest level and always just take your team to the places that we need to go. So that was a huge motivator. Like you said, I did not want to watch the tournament. I was just jealous of everybody that was in the tournament. And we kind of just set our goals on just getting back there and doing what we need to do and just make the Temple Owls fans proud. That's all we need to do. We kind of let them down last year, and you just get back on track and work as hard as we can and do all the little things that we need to do.
Zach, throughout the statistics from the first 2 years here on North Broad Street and you becoming the 50th player in the history of Temple basketball to reach the 1,000-point plateau, but when did everything start to slow down, and when did you finally understand, okay, this is the player that I can be. This is what I have to do to sustain excellence throughout my Temple career?
It was in Europe. When we took that trip over to Europe, it was probably like the second game we played. In the second half, well, after the first game, my brother emailed me and ripped me.
Did he watch that game?
I think he did. I'm not sure how it works, but he knew exactly what happened, and he just got into me after that game, and that was kind of the changer right there. The next game we came out, and we lost, but it was an overtime game or something like that. So then after that moment, I kind of just, everything clicked, and I kind of just started to become a better leader, and everything kind of fell into place and just started working harder. And it's panning out right now, so just looking forward to keep everything going.
And Khalif really dominated the basketball in the first 2 years that that you played here, and now you're the guy that's running the show. How has that helped you become the player that you are today? And when did you realize, okay, I have to be a little bit more aggressive to become the guy that I think I can be?
Just like I said, in Europe, that was really like the thing. I really trying to find myself as a leader in that aspect. Just not having those guys to go to, like, just when in doubt, get the ball to Khalif. Like, you don't have that aspect.
He made some crazy shots.
So you just have to step up and just be more aggressive and just have the confidence. That's the biggest key that I think that's a factor. It's the confidence piece. When you have confidence, you can do pretty much anything. So. And
I know that one of your best teammates that you ever had at Temple was TJ DiLeo. You guys had such a special relationship. What did we got a chance to talk to TJ a few weeks ago when he was in town for the Kansas game, actually. Good luck charm, by the way. What did TJ really teach you when you came in here at Temple?
He teach me just hard work, and he was a great teammate. He did a lot of great things on and off the court, and just kind of just stay level-headed. That was his big thing, and just kind of keep working hard and just stay the course, not get too high, not get too low. So he was a great person in that aspect, and just always being there when they need to talk to somebody. When you're struggling, just keep your head up and keep working hard. That was his great aspect that he had, and he really didn't care about what was going on with him. He cared about the success of the team, and I kind of just try and emulate that as best I can.
Well, we got to wrap up here, and we appreciate you joining us today. But tomorrow, this is what I want to hear. 3-point basket, Will Cummings! That's what I want to hear. Now, how many times are you going to drink some threes tomorrow
night? From Mark Jones, the PA announcer at the Lee Court Center.
Man. Trying to get the win.
All right. Well, best of luck. Thanks so much. It's always fun to talk to you, and we appreciate talking to you today.
Thank you.
All right. There's Will Cummings of your Temple basketball team. We'll take our final break of the day, and we'll be back right after these short messages.
Great stuff, Will. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
We just went with that one.